Snapshot 25w37a is here with a new game rule, copper equipment on mobs, and more. My name is Slice Slime and this is a showcase of all the news. Before we get into the new features, a system requirements update. The game now requires OpenGL version 3.3 to run. Now let's start with game rules. The new one is called Spawner Blocks Enabled and controls whether monster spawner blocks spawn monsters, which by default is true, of course. This is accompanied by fixes to some of the other new game rules. Spawn monsters now takes effect properly when toggled when a world is running. And the Enable Command Blocks game rule has been renamed to Command Blocks Enabled, like on Bedrock Edition. Let's talk about some changes to Copper Golems. The hitbox of a Copper Golem is now 0.49 blocks wide to make them able to pathfind through narrow spaces. Copper Golems can now open doors, that is, including wooden and copper doors, not iron ones. They no longer interact with chests diagonally through blocks, for real this time. Copper Golems that are searching a chest now properly react to outside stimuli, like gravity. In gameplay news, striking a lightning rod with any oxidation no longer leaves redstone components powered. Players now stop flying when switching from spectator mode to creative mode if they are near the ground, that is, within 1 block of a collidable block. Flight is not disabled if you are inside a block. The equipment that mobs spawn with has been tweaked. It now includes copper equipment along with leather and gold as the base set, and the chance of an armor tier increase is now 10.97%, up from 9.5%. Interacting with an empty shelf while holding nothing no longer plays a hand animation, and breaking a shelf that another player was interacting with no longer causes their inventory to become desynchronized. Heads, skulls, shields, and chests now show up properly when placed on shelves, and shields and chests now also show up correctly when dropped as items in the world. And yet another fix has been made for the interaction between blocks and entities moving more than 1 block per tick. And a bug has been fixed that could cause a screen to get stuck open forever if you bound the Mac action key to interact. This snapshot is also full of visual fixes. Falling particles now once again appear under unstable sand and gravel blocks, and loot now once again peeks out from suspicious blocks being brushed. Banner animations are now once again independent when more than 1 banners are visible at once, and the structure block frame is now once again visible for players in spectator mode. The ambient lighting on inner faces of entities has been changed to work more like it does for blocks, which means that the underside of flat surfaces will now be lit from that direction instead of from above. This mainly has an effect on flat or hollow parts of entities like worn armor, outer player skin layers, skeleton rib cages, chicken and frog feet, ender dragon and phantom wings, fish fins, and so on. Fully powered conduit blocks now once again open properly. The outer armor layer has also been fixed for a few pieces where it didn't work, and the squid ink is now once again black rather than yellow. In user interface news, darkness potion effects will no longer affect text brightness. And in the sound options menu, changing a slider now plays an example sound after you let go. The resource and data pack selection screens now have a search box. The Realms Worlds screen now navigates in the right order when using the tab key. The output slot of the villager trading screen is now properly aligned with the other slots. And a splash text has been updated. Now on OpenGL 3.2 core profile is now on OpenGL 3.3 core profile. Some news for servers as well. Ban messages now properly get sent to the client when there is no specified ban reason. The new Minecraft server management protocol now requires authentication. This is done through a 40-character bearer authentication token, which is set in the new management server secret entry in server.properties. If that does not exist, a random key is generated when the server first starts. There's also now support for transport layer security, which is enabled by default if you turn on the protocol. To use it, you'll need to set up a secure key store. This comes with a number of other fixes to the management protocol, including support for batched requests and the string request IDs. And this version also comes with some technical news for debug code, and in Datapack version 89.0 and Resource Pack version 69.0. Nice! Some previously hidden debug features are now available and can be turned on using JVM flags. This is debug code, so it might break, and they are not meant for regular gameplay, but might be useful for modders. The datapack changes include another fix for locate not working outside of the build limit of a dimension. Mannequins now properly use wide as the name for the wide player model instead of default. The text of text display entities no longer gets darker from setting the see-through property to true. Test instance block entities now store the markers so they get restored after world reloads. In resource pack news, the result slot of the villager trading screen has been moved up by 1 pixel. The version of all shaders has been increased to 330, and there is also a new per face lighting flag in the entity, vertex and fragment shaders. And in stability and performance news, the game no longer crashes if you try to make a mannequin spawner, and a performance fix has been made for user interface rendering. And that's all for this version. Thank you for watching. Press the button below the video to authenticate to the Minecraft Snapshot Video Appreciation Protocol. My name is Slime, and I'll see you next time.